October 23rd, 2025, I completed my first Steel Soul run of Silksong. It ended in Act 2 after beating Grandmother Silk, but it felt incomplete. As the credits rolled, I knew what I had to do next. But it's not over. I got some more shit in mind. And the first step was to go back to the beginning. What are the rules? We have to beat Silksong in Steel Soul mode with the 100% completion. Fighting all bosses. We can't quit out once we've entered a boss arena. All of this must be done in under 30 hours. This! Home scroll. Yes! We fucking did it! We actually did it! Is the Steel Heart Challenge. Out of 33 attempts, 26 of them ended in Act 1, leaving us with a clear rate of 21.21%. All runs start in the Moss Grotto, fighting its boss, the Moss Mother. The area itself was safe, with 0 deaths from enemies or level hazards. But the Moss Mother herself claimed Attempt 4, leaving us with a 96.67 win percentage against her. Fun fact, if you want to know how angry a death made me, just look at the death footage on Twitch and see how quickly the footage cuts from the death. This is the only death in the entire challenge that the footage cuts off before I even get hit. Attempt 33 cleared the Moss Mother no problem, bringing us to our first NPC hub in our next area, the Marrow. Embarrassingly enough, we took not 1, but 2 deaths in this area. Not even a minute after entering the Marrow, in attempt 26, we step on a spider. Brother! Okay. We then grab a few items, the Silk Spear, and head for the Bell Beast. A couple of times the Bell Beast came close to taking us out, but with a win rate of 100%, it was never much of a roadblock. We beat the baby bus, we have a fever dream, and we move on. On attempt 23, while making our way towards the deep docks, we take another death, in probably the most embarrassing way possible. But in attempt 33, we make it safely to the deep docks with a 93.94 win percentage over 33 runs. We make our way through the deep docks, losing our sanity a little. What? Freaking boulders. What am I playing, Baldur's Gate? But eventually making it to the first real gauntlet of the run. Run 33, which at this point we started referring to as the Expedition, made it cleanly through the gauntlet. But on run 12, we had a little bit of a problem. Just be more productive, honestly. And that's cool. I'm glad she's getting a master's. It's a hard thing to do. No, he's a fucking... Who is this guy? No! Oh, what am I doing? Note that it says attempt 11, but that's because I can't count. and I forgot to change the counter after run 11. So a few of the runs in the teens are gonna look odd when I talk about them, but trust me, this is attempt 12. Back on the expedition, we head back into Deep Docks after grabbing the Swift Step and meet up with Lace. 29 out of 33 runs made it to this point, but this Silk asshole ends attempts 13. Dude, are you fucking kidding me? 28. No way, bro. Oh my god. And 29. Oh my god! She made a habit of cleaning up the streams that were going a little bit too long, and if I lost to her, it was a good sign that I should call it a night. But this is attempt 33 we're talking about, so the expedition and 25 other attempts move on with an 89.66 win percentage against Lace. Ha! Ah, that's fine. Alright, we only took one hit. I'll take it. 78.79% of runs clear the Deep Docks and enter Farfields. It was here that we ran into our next roadblock, the boss of Farfields. The fucking lava, not the fourth chorus. We clean sweeped his ass. It was the lava. Attempt 5 and attempt 19 both fell to the true boss of the area. Why did I look away? Why did I look away? But we grab our favorite little bell, a handy dandy guy, real helpful, protecting us at all costs, and the Drifter's Cloak, and we move on. Out of the 26 runs that entered Farfields, 24 made it out. That means out of the 33, only 72.73 made it to Greymore. An issue I had in almost every run was trying to rush through Act 1. I had played it so many times that I just really wanted to get to the parts that I felt I needed practice on, which leads me to my favorite death in all of Steelheart. Let's do it. Morwing, 2 hearts. $300 hours of gameplay, ladies and gentlemen. But with attempt 27 out of the way, let's focus on 33. I missed both of those. Not very clean. We're moving kind of slow on this. 3. Oh, I mistimed it! There we go. No hit. Attempt 27 was the only death we took to Morwing, but I truly feel like Morwing is the point in the game where things really start to pick up and I really start to enjoy these runs. I'm John Silksong! I am John Silksong! We take our one death, and usually around 30 minutes, we enter Bellheart, with 69.7% of runs making it to this point. Remember a minute ago when I said I feel like Morwing is when things really start to get fun? Well, that's half true. Shellwood is statistically the most dangerous area in all of Steelheart. Of the 23 attempts that entered, only 15 made it out. A staggering 8 deaths with a 65.22 clear percentage. We lost attempt 2 to the Shellwood Gauntlet, attempt 3 to some spikes, attempt 30 to a water bug. Oh my fucking god, dude! And in probably the most frustrating string of events, we lost attempts 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 in a row, all to Shellwood. Sister Splinter got her one victory over us in attempt 7. Attempts 8 and attempts 11 both died to one of these long neck motherfuckers. Attempt 9 to a purple mosquito. And attempt 10 to one of these flower spores. This area alone is why most runs ended in Act 1. Something about it just kept tripping me up. All in all, only 15 out of 33 runs made it past this point. 45.45% managed to power through this first part of the game. On to greener pastures, better times, longer runs. Fuck. Well, 14 is not too bad. We can go into Act 2 with 14. After passing the trial that is Shellwood, we run headfirst into Widow for the most fast-paced battle thus far. Widow ended up costing us a grand total of 2 runs. Attempt 6. Dude, what the? And attempt 15. You gotta be fucking kidding me with that, right? Of our 14 battles against Widow, we came out on top 85.71% of the time. And of course, this was the case with attempt 33. Attaboy! It's really gonna stop you from saying bitch ass? That's stupid. I gotta fix that. It was meant to take out bots, not people saying bitch ass. We get our trusty needle in, another quick fever dream, and head back down to Bellheart. After selling my college nickname and grabbing a needle upgrade, there's a split in most runs. Attempts 1 through 17 end up going the way of gambling, up blasted steps, while attempts 18 and onwards go to my hometown of Sinners Road to fight Phantom. Let's talk about the casino first, but we will be back here eventually. After grabbing some mass shards and the undisputed best item in the game, yes, give me my money, give me my dice! The earlier run scaled blasted steps in order to take on the last judge as a way of entering Act 2. However, as we learned in our very first attempt, this would not be easy. That is horrible. We're gonna die. Fuck. Oh, I got insta-clapped. We would then spend the next 12 attempts trying to get back to her, until eventually arriving on attempt 14. And this is what happened. Ah! It wouldn't take long to get our rematch though, as we ended up back here in attempt 16. No! I did the exact same thing! Can you guess what happened at attempt 17? Shit. Okay, I got instantly clapped. It was after taking this 4th death to last judge that we decided it might be better to go the alternative route. Don't worry though, we'd come back for last judge, but we just had to reach Act 2 without taking any more deaths. In our original Steel Soul run, that's not 100%, we took a death to this fucking platforming. You're kidding me, what? Well, at least the attempt counter's back on track. After our one Sinner's Road death, we start heading through the Mist, one of the more annoying areas in the game, in my opinion. But once we got through with 0 deaths, there was only one thing standing in the way of Act 2. The first time we made it to Phantom was attempt 20, and soon after, attempt 21 as well. While initially an intimidating boss, we quickly learned her moveset and realized it wasn't all that complicated. So, in our 7 fights with Phantom, we came out on top every single time. Let's go! One time! Hit him with the parry! Yeah, yeet! Act 2! 2 times in a row, we're going to Act 2! We're making real progress! We're not stuck in the Act 1 hole anymore! Is she a bad person? She's in my way, so she's a bad person. That's all I gotta say about that. Shouldn't have been in my way. We had finally broken through. 7 attempts reached Act 2. Yeah, Phantom's cool. I remember when beating Phantom was like the biggest accomplishment of a stream. Now it's just another step on our road to glory. Attempts 20, 21, 24, 25, 31, 32, and of course, 33. But only one could go all the way. Upon entering Act 2, we wasted no time and headed straight for the next boss, the Cogwork Dancers. The Robot Mantis Lords, despite being one of my favorite bosses in the whole game, never posed a real threat to us. In all 7 attempts that made it to Act 2, we easily cleared this fight, to reach the saddest part of the whole game. On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, met up with a gambler, we were both too tired to sleep. The loss of the gambling man weighed heavy on my soul. Countless hours of fun, rolling dice and losing our life savings to each other. It was truly a traumatic loss. Why, God? Why? Oh yeah, and we killed this guy's husband or something. We make our way through Lower Cogwork Core, grabbing a few items along the way, before making our way to Whispering Vaults. I want to spend a good amount of time going over Whispering Vaults. I think this is one of the most fascinating areas with deep lore, fun enemies, and a lot of great items that you can collect. Alright, everyone knows what the true gem of this area is. The boss fight against Trobio is another one of my favorites. It's energetic, it's fun, it's got catchy music, but most importantly, you're fighting. All remaining 7 attempts entered the stage, and all of them came out with the win. Oh, well that was a swing and a miss. No! His fucking balloons defended him. Shouldn't be allowed to do that. Dodging's unfair. Only I can dodge. You're a boss. Your whole thing is you don't dodge. You stand there and get hit. Easy. We celebrate with him. After Trobio, it's time to collect some items. We head down to the Underworks to get the Claw Line, we head through the slab and up Mount Fey to get the Fey Down Cloak. It's always an enjoyable time going up here and making some small talk with chat. Wait, that's so funny. Don't do me like that. Alright, I guess not. Watch this is crazy work. And then I just touched my face. I'm disgusting! With all the movement upgrades unlocked, we start to focus on the 100% completion aspect of the challenge. The first thing that we focus on is trying to get as strong as possible for the next set of bosses. Grabbing crests, memory lockets, tools, spool fragments, mass shards, and anything else that might help us along the way. This process takes a long time, several hours usually. We make sure to do some other things as well, like fight the first Skull Tyrant, and move the fleas. We also say bye to the first savage guy, but like the Skull Tyrant, this fight never caused any deaths. Right? No, it really does seem so much easier once you do the lava version. Once we unlock the Bestie Crest, and take out the 2 Moss Mothers, we set our sights on the next needle upgrade. In order to get this needle upgrade, we need to collect 5 items from around the map. 5 items that are blocked by 3 bosses. Mossberry Stew and Vintage Nectar are pretty free, with the only caveat being we have to fight a few ants. The main reason we wanted the Vesti Crest is for the next major boss, Disgraced Chef Linguini. The chef has a debuff that stops you from healing, but with the Wraith of Purity, a tool we grabbed in the Putrefied Ducks, we're able to counter him. Although, this wasn't the case in attempt 20. It took significantly longer than most other runs to collect all the items that we needed, and eventually, with all these hours under our belt, a panic quit out and validated the run. Technically, according to my own rules, that is cheating. 6 runs remain, with an 85.71 win percentage against the chef. After getting the pickled muck maggot, we needed to clear a path for the courier rations. This meant going back up against the last judge. While the previous 4 battles with her ended in losses, the remaining 6 attempts all came out with a victory. 10 battles in total, 60% of them were wins, making this the boss with the second lowest win percentage. Nice! Hit it with a boomerang! After clearing a path for the courier rations, we make quick work of the Great Conch Flies and head towards Sansa Karak for the last item. Crust nut! She sands on my Karak until I crust nut. With everything we need, we head back to the Coral Chambers, complete Great Taste of Farloom, and get our final Pale Oil of Act 2. After this needle upgrade, we feel confident enough to take on the second Savage Beast Fly, and grab the last Mass Shard possible in Act 2. Kinda scary. With our nearly completed build, most spool fragments, and 9 Mass Shards, the last thing on our to-do list before fighting the rest of the bosses was to get Silksong. In order to do this, we had to go back to Deep Docks to fight the brothers. Nah, we're an aggressive lad. That's what we do. It's what we're meant to do. One time. Ha! Dude couldn't even get his brother out. That's embarrassing. Oh, well, that's embarrassing too. Man, he got absolutely fucked up. Another clean sweep for all 6 attempts. We grab the last memory locket and end the stream, knowing that the next time we went live, we'd be fighting for Act 3. I got some bad news. I have decided to give up on the Steelheart Challenge. It's too hard. I don't think I can do it. So, I did just start this stream to say that we were no longer be doing that. And I'm fucking kidding. It's time for the Steelheart Challenge, fighting some bosses, trying to get to Act 3. First on our list was the Unraveled. A rather simple boss, but in attempt 24, we got a chance to see just how powerful the magnetic dice are. No! Oh, the dice! The dice! Holy shit, the dice saved me. Fuck! One more hit and we're dead. Holy shit! Oh my god! 6 fights and 6 victories. A similar story happened with Garmin and Zaza, where every attempt we went up against them, we came out with a win. Of course, everything up to this point was just child's play. It was time to get into the real monsters of Act 2. The first Sinner is considered one of the hardest bosses in the entire game, and in my opinion, the hardest boss in Act 2. Saving her for the third act when she gets void abilities was out of the question, so we grit our teeth and handled her as soon as we could. Luckily for all 6 remaining attempts, we tend to play up to our opponents, and we get out of here with a 100% win rate. GG! Only a few bosses remain in Act 2, so it's time to learn the Threefolds melody. We had already learned the Vault Keepers, so all that was left was Conductors and Architects. We start with the High Hall's Gauntlet, also known as the Forum, as was informed to me by a viewer. Many consider this gauntlet to be the hardest in the entire game, even harder than some Act 3 gauntlets. However, much like most things in Act 2, we get out of it with a 100% clear rate. Easy! And that is High Hall's Gauntlet. Conductor's melody learned. I absolutely love everything about the upper section of Cogwork Core. The platforming, the music, the atmosphere, it actually just has it all. If you were to ask me what my favorite area in the entire game is, I could confidently answer that it's Cogwork Core. My favorite part about it has to be the amount of freedom you have with the platforming. It gives you a very clear path forward, but that doesn't mean you have to take it. Oftentimes I find myself experimenting on how I want to get up there. While enjoyable, it's still one of the shorter areas in the game, with 0 items to collect. So we grab the Architect's melody and head back down to go fight some more bosses. But first, let's play a song. We don't head up just yet though. First we're going to make a couple stops and clear out the rest of Act 2. Our first detour is everyone's favorite area, Biowater. Now let me play devil's advocate for a second. I actually enjoy Biowater. I think it's a perfectly fine area. I can understand that people get annoyed with the maggots and the healing debuff, but there's a lot of tools that the game gives you to deal with these factors, most notably the Reef of Purity. But with great platforming, incredible atmosphere, and probably most important to me, one of the best OSTs in the entire game, I think the area is awesome. No way! As I was saying, Biowater fucking sucks. We lost the penultimate run here, with only 3 bosses left in Act 2. In direct response to this, you'll notice that we arrived in Biowater a whole hour and a half earlier than Run 32. This is probably a good time to mention that Act 2 runs are incredibly inconsistent. Sometimes attempts will go through areas like Biowater very early on, and sometimes we will save it for the very end of the act. So while we just mentioned Attempt 33's death, that doesn't necessarily mean it didn't get as far as some of the other resets. You see, Metroidvanias like Silksong are my favorite style of game, and a big part of that is being able to tackle things in whatever order I feel like it. Meaning, not every attempt is going to look the same, which I think keeps things fresh. But I digress. To answer the question, and make this very clear, I am not attracted to bugs. It's a joke.
I wanna fuck that frog.
Grohl the Great waits for us at the peak of the swamp. Most words spoken about Grohl from the community are largely negative. I've heard complaints about the gauntlet before him, his moveset, and of course, the status effect below. Luckily for us, we came prepared with poison cogflies, spike traps, and the Reef of Purity, making the frog a bit of a joke. Every time we came up against him, we got the win. situation, actually. There we go, we're fine. I lied. We were never in any danger. Only 9 Act 2 bosses remain. First things first, we take care of the Brood Mother. Battles with the second Sentinel, but we come out on top. Steel Soul exclusive Summon Savior. Then we dispose of the remaining Conch Fly. Attempt 24 against Father of the Flame, we forgot that it doesn't give you any silk, so we went in there with 0 heals and paid the price. Shit. Yeah, that's fucking trash. Oh! A mistake we wouldn't soon forget. All remaining 4 attempts punched through. Oh god, I actually had to lock in there for a second. Stole my fucking heal. Alright, Chakra is the last boss besides the big 2. Now you might be thinking, wait, what about Voltverm? We beat it. It wasn't close. Before we finish up this act, it's important that we grab everything we possibly could and make sure we do all the prerequisites for Silken Soul. So we buy maps, collect fleas and complete wishes, and of course, grab our favorite item in the game. Conch Cutter! Conch Cutter. You make my butt hurt. You fill me with joy. My favorite toy. I'm going to live in a hut. Conch Cutter, you help me bust a nut. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it this time. Oh, I got the Conch Cutter. How very exciting. We never ended up equipping it. Once all that was done, it was time for the duel with Chakra. This fight was fast-paced and dangerous. We had to let the Cogflies do most of the work with their poison, but we managed to get our hits in where we could. Even though it usually took a while, we always came out with a win. Nice! Nice! Woo! Ushanka! It was finally time for Lace 2. Let's fucking do this! 4 attempts entered the cradle, but unfortunately, we lose our final run of Act 2. Attempt 21 went in and never moved on. Fuck! No! 8 hours and 27 minutes, man. We're not even mad. We had already taken 3 deaths to her in the deep docks. 1 more in the cradle stings. Up here at the end of Act 2, we won against her 75% of the time. 3 more runs remain, and all 3 were up for the challenge. Yes! Woo! Dance on him, dance on him, dance on him, dance on him, dance on him. Beating Lace unlocks the last prerequisite to get the wish Silken Soul, which means we are now able to enter Act 3, with one final obstacle. And this is the Steel Heart Challenge. Fuck you. It's called Building Tension. Even though we know we're about to whoop her ass. So, here we are. Grandmother Silk is rightfully considered to be, well, anticlimactic. For some, it marks the end of the game, but for the Steel Heart Challenge, it's the final skill check. Attempts 25, 31, and of course, the Expedition, all made it here to the Pale Bean. Attempt 25 was our first time making it to this point, and our first time reaching Act 3, but we had, a small delay. The Glock! Yeah, the Glock to finish it! Let's go! We're going to Act 3! Oh, wait. Oh, shit, I fucked that up. Oh, shit, no, I totally fucked that up. We were supposed to play the needle in. I'm an idiot. God damn it, I'm so stupid. Alright, we have to fight her again. Round 2, baby, round 2! Alright, for real this time. This time I'll remember. We let our excitement get the better of us. But the next fight was just as smooth, marking this as the first time in the whole challenge that we reached the end game. On attempt 31 and attempt 33, it was more of the same. 4 fights, 4 wins, and 3 chances at greatness. You're just gonna stand there? Okay, there we go. Oh, she dodged! Oh, she dodged again! We are going to Act 3! With this milestone reached, I want to take a step back from 33 for a little bit and tell you all the stories of 25 and 31. It's time you've heard the stories of... The introduction of Act 3 puts us in danger immediately. Locked in a room with enemies who have been corrupted by the Void, we had to fight our way out and climb down the ruins of the Citadel. With a little help from Sherma, we get a better understanding of the situation and formulate a plan. The fastest way to enact this plan, however, involves taking a ride on the bus. That brings us to the first boss of Act 3, the Bus Eater. I had only ever faced the bigger bus one time before during my first ever playthrough of Silksong. This time, in attempt 25, with 12.5 hours on the line, the stakes were much higher. We tried to do what we could with our little experience to take it down, but we were unable to defeat our greatest adversary. Poop from the butt. Come on, not now. Not like this. Not like this. Oh, fuck! What a shame, dude. It would take another 6 attempts before we got our rematch. Determined for a different result, we used the Plasma Vial to tank a few more hits, while the bus still relied on IBS. During this hard-fought battle, we were brought down to just 1 heart on the very brink of death. But, no matter how hard he farts, he will never beat the shit. Unlike someone we know. Yes, we did it! Holy shit, I didn't realize we did it! Woo! Ah! Ah, I don't want to get hit by something! The Bell Beast to the rescue! My goat! My goat! Let's go! After we are heroically saved by a single mother of 4, we have a little bit of time to relax. We confront the snail shamans who tell us to go down to the abyss where we hallucinate for a bit and find the Silksong. On our way out, we reenact the ending of every Metroid game. This is the Steel Heart Challenge. Go! Get the fuck out of here! Just to start another session of running around the map to collect some items. Notably, we got the rest of the fleas and started the festival. Oh! Thank you, 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 thank you. No, thank you, no, no, no! After completing the flea bounce, we get the last pale oil of the game. While at Fleetopia, we made a rule that requires us to get the passing of ages ending, just to add in a little bit of extra challenge right near the end. While this quest contains a difficult platforming section in it, it never really did slow us down. It was just something fun to do before we got into the bosses of Act 3. Similar to the Flea Festival and Passing of Ages, we did another quick side quest on the easternmost edges of Farloom. As a side note, I think that Act 3 has some of the most beautiful areas in the entire game. Lost Verdania and Act 3 Farfields blow me away and make solid cases for my favorite areas. What can I say? I'm a sucker for atmosphere, music, and platforming, which both have in spades. Speaking of what they have, Gur the Outcast. At this point in the game, we had gathered 19 of 20 mass shards. We targeted Gur before any other Act 3 boss besides Bell Eater because he guards this last mass shard. We were so close to being as strong as one could possibly get in Silksong. All we had to do was survive this last fight. Like most bosses at this point in the game, he doesn't go down easily. Oh, okay. I didn't even see him. Woo! Dance on him, 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 dance on him! Thanks to our poison tools and hundreds of hours of gameplay experience, but mostly the poison tools. What was that? We achieved our goal of beating him and gaining the strength that we needed to take on the rest of the game. In Act 3, you have to gather 3 of 4 old hearts to reach the final boss. In our case, we had to gather all 4 thanks to the rules of the Steel Heart Challenge. You can get them in any order you see fit, so we set our eyes on Lost Verdania and the Clover Dancers. We chose the Dancers because they seemed like they'd be the easiest to take on, and at this point in the run, building up confidence is huge as we face harder and harder challenges. I've already expressed my enjoyment for Lost Verdania, but I can't extend the same love for the first boss of the area, the Pale Stag. While not particularly difficult, in fact it's one of the easiest bosses in the game, it's for this exact reason that I dislike it. Bosses that are quick, bombastic, and challenging is when they become one of my true favorites. The Pale Stag, on the other hand, is none of the above, and we dispatched it with little to no difficulty. Nice and clean, baby, nice and clean. After taking care of the deer, we move on to the real boss, the Clover Dancers. The Clover Dancers are a revamped version of the Cogwork Dancers from earlier on in the game, with a few key differences. They don't speed up after phases, they come out of the gate swinging, and the attack where they join hands now has a tornado effect that can be tricky to dodge if you're out of position. Overall, a great boss. I still think I prefer the Cogwork version of this fight, but I'll never complain about having to fight these princes. The lore significance is also a tragic story of lovers forced to make a sacrifice that ultimately doesn't lead to the result they were hoping for. Not my favorite fight in the game, but it still has everything that makes Silksong bosses amazing. In any other video game, this could be the boss that the community talks about endlessly, but since it's Silksong, it's just another stepping stone. Woo! One heart down, and the question is, who do we fight next? No, not yet. We still have some weaker bosses we could pick off, like the Crawfather. And right as we were jumping into the boss arena, we got the greatest piece of advice in Silksong history. I'll try not to. Now armed with this knowledge that I hadn't even considered, we were equipped to deal with what came next. The Crawfather and his court of crows were no match for the ancient art of not dying. Hell yeah! Welcome to the stream, Luke. You did! You gave me some very valuable advice. I don't know if I would have thought of that one. So, honestly, when I make the YouTube video on the winning attempt, I'll make sure to give you a shout out. Alright, who's next on the agenda? We crawl through the painfully annoying wormways to reach Zango, and the fight was much closer than I'd like to admit. Can you get him, please? Jesus. Oh my god. I was actually fucking scared there for a second. Woo! Dude, imagine. Returning to the casino, we find the fallen warrior Garmond, and we fight to free him. Get out of here, Zaza! Oh, fuck. my god. Get it, boys. Dude, it's so hard to get close. Uh-oh. 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 Oh! Rest in peace, my goat. Rest in peace. Oh. Oh. We'll play a nice song for our hero. Alright, get me the fuck out. I was nervous, okay? I was nervous. And he takes away your silk. Garmon's a hard boss, man. I never said that. Find the clip where I said that. I didn't say that. Truly a close call, but we move on to the next boss. No, not until later. It's time to fight my favorite boss in the whole game. DJ, play that funky music. Scar Singer Carmelita. What can I say about this boss that hasn't already been said? Universally loved for a multitude of reasons. The operatic soundtrack pushing you to keep going, the lore of a leader able to keep an entire tribe so tightly knit that they can resist the haunting. And of course, the difficulty and pace of the battle is intense and overwhelming, but when you're going hit for hit, there's nothing quite like it. Team Cherry hit an absolute sweet spot here with Carmelita. There are so many games that try to capture the same intensity and fail. No matter how many times I played this game, I know the thing that I will always look forward to is this duel with Carmelita. But in terms of a challenge, making it to the Scar Singer is a major milestone. When I first arrived here in Attempt 31, I thought this was it. Quick note, if we die in a dream realm, that still counts as a death in this challenge. We would still have to erase the save. I didn't think I had the experience fighting her to be able to win, but that soundtrack just kept me fighting, and eventually... We fucking did it! We actually did it! Woo! Holy shit, I can't believe it! 2 of 4 hearts. We're so very close to the end. So we set our sights on Nylith next. But blocking our way is the Shrine Guardian Seth. Everything that I just said about Carmelita can be applied to Seth. Truly a masterpiece. In all seriousness, rest in peace, Seth Goldman. Every single time someone reaches the Shrine Guardian, you will be remembered. I love this fight. That's how we do it, baby. Yeah, Seth Goldman. Rest in peace. We reach the shrine to fight Nylith. An underrated boss in my opinion. Yeah, it doesn't have the flash of the first Sinner, Scar Singer, or Seth, but there's something surreal about this. Maybe it's the soundtrack, I don't know. Also, I enjoy using the gun to pop shots at her from across the wall. So there's that too. It's a good boss, for sure. But after beating Seth, it's not all that worrying, and we take another win. That's how we do it! We don't need Threadstorm, we don't need better items than the Glock. 3 of 4. Let's go take on the king. Oh, sorry. I meant the real king. Tormented Trobio is what happens when the theater kid, with access to grenades, doesn't get the part, and I love every second of it. In both attempts, reaching Trobio meant we only had 2 or 3 bosses left before the finale. We saved him till the end because we wanted to go out with some flair. We beat him both times, but that doesn't mean it wasn't a close call. Alright, come on, we can do this. That's how we do it! Hell yeah! Goodbye, Trobio. We also took down the Watcher at the edge, but come on, that's a regular enemy disguised as a boss. He's a bit of a joke. Okay, now it's time for the Crusty Goon. Anyone that's played Silksong before can tell you that Crust King Khan himself is not that difficult. The true challenge in getting his heart comes from the multi-floored gauntlet right before his fight, and challenging it was. On the 3rd floor of the Coral Tower, we took some really unnecessary hits and lost our fractured mask, leaving us 1 hit away from death. We tried fighting back, but all it took was 1 little slip up. Fuck! Ah! And we slipped up. But when you're at your lowest, there's nothing wrong with a little risk. Ah! No! Oh, the dice! Holy shit! We were saved by the spirit of the gambling man. And thanks to him, we managed to regain our health and crush the rest of the gauntlet, eventually leading to Khan. With luck on our side, we gained our 4th heart. Attaboy! Woo! Best item, dude. Gambling works, baby. All we had left to do was gather the last remaining items for 100% completion and fight the Pinstress. We had another 1 mask moment against her, but at this point the plot armor was way too strong. I just need 1 hit. Just 1 hit! Come on. Oh my god! Not like this. There we go. Woo! My palms may have been sweaty, but we held on, reaching the red memory. At this point in attempt 31, something clicked inside me. Something I really wasn't expecting. I am a little sad, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously we still have to beat the challenge, but I didn't think this would be as fun as it turned out being when I started doing this. I didn't think I would get as into it as I am. I didn't think I'd start making, you know, content over just a silly idea I had. Let's play some Steel Soul and make it as hard as fucking possible so people could laugh at my rage, and here we are. Still got 1 more boss. To be honest with you, as I sit here in my home thinking about this moment in the red memory, all I remember feeling was scared. Not scared of losing the run, no, I was scared of losing everything that I had built. I was scared of the finale and what it meant. The Steelheart Challenge meant so much to me at this point, and I had just realized that I would go to work thinking about Silksong. I would think about ways I could make this stream more enjoyable for the people that were watching. I had built a community, a small community for sure, but it was mine. I had started to see people coming back stream after stream. To my first regular Whale Lord, who always had something nice to say. To Z's, who was new to Silksong but would rarely miss a stream. Luke, always trying to make me laugh, and Captain, who would play games while he watched, but let me know he was cheering me on. Galen, who would show my stream to others, and Coral, who I would go back and forth with for hours talking about how much we loved this game. Zero and Fizzleboy, who kept me company when the streams were quiet. I never expected to have people coming in day after day. This wasn't my first time streaming. I have had multiple accounts before. But this was the first time I was motivated by the people and not the game. I never expected any of this. I couldn't help but think that, what happens when I win? What do I do next? Even if I come up with a new challenge, would it have the same effect? Does it all just disappear? We didn't beat Lost Lace on attempt 31. I didn't stand a chance. She beat me in about 30 seconds, which is still a meme in my chat to this day. But to be honest, a part of me was relieved. There is beauty in failure, because it means you have the opportunity to try again. When attempt 31 ended, I crawled into bed and couldn't sleep. I kept going back and forth on whether losing was a good or bad thing. But then I thought, wait, I didn't follow all of the rules. Sure, I was going to reach 100% completion, sure, we were well under 30 hours, and sure, we had fought every boss with no quitouts in Steel Soul mode, but we were missing one. The first, and most important rule. We have to beat Silksong. And this we beat the Bell Eater flawlessly. No way. Hitless! We did it fucking hitless! That's how we start the run! We had close calls on Trobio. Yes! Seth. Ah! Yes! Woo! And Carmelita. Get her! Get her ass! Get her ass, Hornet! Nice! Let's go! We collected every item. We found every flea. We did every quest except for Silver Bells. That one sucks. And of course, all of this was under 30 hours. We took on every boss. Well, except for one. But it's time. This is the Steel Heart Challenge. And thank you for joining me on this journey. Let's try to get this done. Oh, man. Ooh, why is she kinda... Wood. Wouldn't. Let's do it. Ah, shit. Nice. Phase 1. Dude, my heart is pumping like crazy. One more time, baby, let's go! Cogflies, do something! Why are you like that? Don't panic, we're fine. What? Alright, that's fine, it's fine. Oh, I just missed 2 of those. Thank you, dice! That's what I'm talking about, the dice! Choking. Yes! Yes! Let's go! Oh god. What's going on? Is it over? Let's get the fuck out of here, Lace. I got you. Let's go! This was the Steelheart Challenge! Oh, fuck. Thank you all so much for being here, man. That was fucking intense. Ugh. Alright, bring in the boy. Bring in my goat, the original knight. Wow, dude. Absolutely fucking do it blindfolded. Holy shit. Alright, let's do it blindfolded. Oh my god. That was so fucking awesome, dude. I appreciate you guys so much. Like, you guys are the reason that I kept doing this. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this challenge. I've tried streaming many times before. This is not my first attempt at this on many different accounts. And this is the only time that I have actually had so much fun with it. You know? I don't care if this is something that it never reaches like these highs again, because this was so memorable for me. It's just a video game, I know that, but I've been playing video games my whole life, and I really like, you know, talking to people about them, sharing it with people, and this has been the best experience of that. You guys are fucking awesome. Alright, let's give me those achievements. Give me those achievements. Give me those achievements. Give me those achievements. Minutes. Give me those achievements. Let's go. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been a passion project of mine for a while now. And if you're still here, that clearly means you enjoy this content. We're still streaming Hollow Knight challenges and other video game challenges. Twitch.tv/booflandbilliam. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're actually doing a Hollow Knight version of this, the Steel Heart Pantheon we're calling it. And yeah, if Team Cherry releases anything new, I guess we'll figure out what to do with that. Shout out Team Cherry. Should we do it again?